So what's going on, guys? I am Black Ops Amazing. Welcome back to another zombies video where today we are looking at the top 5 best perks in COD Zombies. Let me know in the comments section below, what are your top 5 best perks? It'll be interesting to see what you guys think. As always, if you enjoyed the video, a like rating would be very much appreciated. Make sure you are subscribed for more zombies videos on the channel, and without further ado, let's get straight into the video. Here we go. So as always with these top 5s, it's really difficult to pick what perks we could have on this list because there are so many awesome perks within zombies. To go through them all, there's Juggernog, Speed Cola, Quick Revive, Double Tap, PhD Flopper, Stamina Up, Deadshot Daiquiri, Mule Kick, Tombstone Soda, Who's Who, Electric Cherry, Vulturade, and Widow's Wine. I actually don't think any perk in zombies is terrible. They're all useful in their own way. It just depends on your play style and, what you prefer, the type of weapons you use, and how you kill the zombies. It's really up to you and up to the player on which perk you want and which suits you the best. That's why zombies is so great. So as I said, for that reason it was difficult to make this list, but these are, for me, my personal, what I think are the best perks in zombies. Now numbers 4 all the way to 1 are pretty much set, but to pick one for the number 5 spot was very difficult. It could either go to Stamina Up, Vulturade, Electric Cherry. All of them I think are really good in their own way. It could have even gone to PhD Flopper. So for number 5 I'm kind of struggling on what to put for this spot. I mean, Stamina Up's useful because it increases your movement speed by, I believe it's like 7%, which doesn't sound like a lot, but believe me, when you're in game running around, that is just enough to keep away from the zombies, and also ups your sprint duration to 100%, so you can keep running forever without stopping, which is useful, especially if you've got a light machine gun, which will slow you down more anyway, and you've got Stamina Up. It's a really useful perk to have. I mean, if on zombies you tend to camp instead of running around and training, then you can actually get away with not having this perk. And even if you're training around, let's say on Mob of the Dead, most of the people train in the canteen, it's not really a perk you need, since one, you don't need to sprint that much. You can almost walk and then just use the acid gut to get out of sticky situations. So on some maps it's useful, like Transit, Shadows of Evil, but then on other maps maybe it's not needed as much, and for me it's not really a perk I tend to get unless it's a larger map. Then again, the 5th spot could have also gone to Vulturade, which I think was a really good and one of the most underrated perks in zombies. For one, it's a freaking cool looking perk. It's unique, we've only ever had it on Buried, but if you get this, it's going to allow you to see all of the perks, the wall weapons, the pack-a-punch, and the mystery box through the walls. And that's why it was so useful on Buried, because it was underground. So if you were a beginner and don't really know anything about Buried, then getting Vulturade and having the ability to see everything through the walls is really useful. But if you've been playing Buried for a long time, you know where everything is, where all the spawn locations are, then those abilities become less useful. But actually this perk also allows the zombies to occasionally drop small packets of ammo or points. It also allows some zombies to release a green cloud, which, as you know, if you stand in it, the zombies ignore you for a few seconds. And maybe you didn't know that actually it makes the zombies' eyes glow brighter, which just makes them easier to distinguish from other things. And that's the best thing about Vulturade, it's this one perk and gives you so many abilities. So again, that easily could have made it onto number 5. Another one is Electric Cherry, which for me again is one of the most coolest perks to use. Sometimes it has its off sessions where it may not do what you want it to, but it can be really helpful at getting you out of sticky situations. Basically what it does is when you reload your weapon, it creates an electric shockwave around the player, which will electrify the zombies. So let's just say you're trapped in a corner or the zombies are coming towards you. You could quickly reload your weapon and it will electrify the zombies around you. The only thing is, it doesn't always kill them. Sometimes it does, sometimes it will just shock them and stun them for a second. And because of that, it can kind of catch you off guard. I know sometimes I've been expecting this perk to kill the zombies when I reload, but it doesn't. It stuns them and the zombies suddenly smack me around the face and I go down. So it can be really useful, sometimes not so useful. And the other one that could have made it on is PhD Flopper. I know this is a lot of people's favourite. It's something I really enjoyed using in Ascension. Then when it came around to other maps, especially Mob of the Dead. Oh wait, oh no, it wasn't in Mob of the Dead. No, I meant to Die Rise. Oh wait, no, it wasn't, they tricked us again. This was a fan favourite, and if you like to use the ray gun or an explosive weapon, then this takes away all splash damage. So if you're going to use the ray gun or the Mustang and Sally, then this is a must-have perk. But if you're using just a light machine gun or any other normal weapon, then it's not as helpful. It also takes away fall damage, which again can be useful in some situations. I mean, sometimes, for example, let's say on maps like Origins, where there isn't many places to fall from, that's going to kill you. you, then that feature is not useful as well. But it's also the fact that when you dolphin dive, it creates a explosion around you which kills the zombies. It is a really fun perk to use, but past round 15, that explosion doesn't always kill them. So this is a fan favourite. It could have made it onto the top 5. For me personally, what I would tend to get more out of all of them is probably Stamina Up, or Electric Cherry, or Volt Trade, or PhD. Damn it! It's so hard. I'm going to put Stamina Up on my number 5 spot, but honestly, any of those other 3 could have made it. Now for these other perks, number 4 to 1, I have got these set down. These are what I more than likely, 99% of the time, will buy first over anything else. Number 4, out of the best perks, is Widow's Wine. I honestly think this is another underrated perk, and I really don't know why. First off, this was the only new perk that we saw in Black Ops 3 Zombies, which is crazy to think. All the way through Black Ops 2, Black Ops 1, we saw a load of new perks, and then suddenly in Black Ops 3, we only ever had this one first introduced on Shadows of Evil. And I don't know if it's because a lot of people at first didn't like Shadows, that they didn't really use this perk or didn't understand it. But if you're new to zombies and not very good at it, or even if you're a long-lasting player that's been playing since World at War, this, for me at least, is a perk that I'm always going to buy eventually within the 4 slots that I'm allowed. So Eli, what does it do? Well, if you buy this perk, it gives you a special type of grenade, which is a Semtex, but actually, when you throw it, it creates a spider's web which slows the zombies down and eventually kills them, which is useful if you want to slow down and eventually kill a bunch of zombies. Honestly, I don't really use its grenade feature very much. The best part about it is it basically gives you a second chance at life. In fact, it gives you 4 chances of escaping from the zombies, where usually you might go down or take some damage. If a zombie swipes you, instead of you dealing damage, the zombies around you are going to get caught in this spider's web and start taking damage themselves. Instead of throwing the spider grenades that it gives you, if you keep them on you, when the zombies hit you, the grenade in your pocket will explode on the zombie and will give you a second chance of life. If you're cornered, the zombies start hitting you, they can have, if you've got all of your grenades, 4 swipes at you before they start to deal damage, and easily within that time, combined with Juggernog, you're going to get so many chances get out of a sticky situation. It really is, and I don't know why as many people don't use it, but it's such a useful perk to have, especially if you're going for those larger, higher rounds. I know some people say that it's not very good for training because if the zombies accidentally swipe you, then it messes up the whole train. Well, simply when you don't want it, you can throw your 4 grenades away just out of the map, and when they hit you, you will take damage, and that feature just won't be effective. But it's always useful to have what essentially is those extra lives on you. So me, it's definitely gotta come in at number 4. Honestly, maybe it even could have come in at number 3. I believe it also increases the melee damage as well. So you know what? Widow's Wine's definitely gotta come in at number 4. Let's get into number 3, and that is the classic Speed Cola. One of the OG perks that has been around since the beginning of time. Speed Cola is one of the simplest perks, but feels like one of the most useful, especially when you're using an LMG. And what this does is it halves your reload time. Not only that, but you can build barriers 60% faster. Now, I believe that feature was only in Black Ops 1 and World at War. In Black Ops 2, they took out that feature of being able to build barriers faster. So you could say in World at War and Black Ops 1, this was actually a better perk than it is now. But still, being able to reload your weapon in half the time, I'm pretty sure, especially if you have an LMG, feels like it takes a year to reload the weapon. This is gonna save a lot of people's lives. The best example I can give you, and I'm sure a lot of you know what I'm on about, is if you're on the catwalk in Derish, you're just sitting there with your LMG spraying down, you've got your LMG in the Wunderwaffe or an LMG in the ray gun or whatever else you have. Being able to reload this LMG quick is essential for getting 2 high rounds. If you don't have Speed Cola, by the time you finish reloading, more than likely the zombies are gonna come and down you. It's such a simple perk, but being able to reload quick not only freaking feels good, but is for me an essential and one of the best perks in zombies. Coming in at number 2 is Double Tap 2.0. Now, if we're talking about the original Double Tap 1.0, that probably wouldn't have made it on the list. These days now we have so many perks. Since Black Ops 2 and Black Ops 3 have come out, we've got so many perks in zombies. Double Tap 1.0, if that was still around, wouldn't have made it on this list. If this list was just for World War and Black Ops 1, then it definitely would have. But since it's for all 4 zombie games, then it wouldn't, because simply what that did is just used up your ammo twice as fast. You fired twice as many bullets, which was good back then, but nowadays it isn't, because we have Double Tap 2.0. Treyarch upgraded this perk to double tap 2 in Black Ops 2 and Black Ops 3, and it increases the player fire rate by 25%, and also enables any weapon that uses bullets to fire 2 bullets per shot, which effectively is just doubling the damage, being able to kill the zombies twice as quick. Honestly, if this doesn't make it onto anyone's top 5 list, this perk costs 2,000 points, which for what it does is super cheap compared to Widow's Wine, which is 4,000, or Speed Cola, which is 3,000. This is one of the cheapest perks going, and it's so freaking useful. Double Tap 2.0 is a legendary perk and is a must get all of the time. First off, for me, it's always Juggernog. The second perk I always get is Double Tap, and usually it's Speed Cola or whatever else I feel like I need on whatever map I'm playing. But Double Tap is always there, without a doubt. Coming in at number 1, I literally gave it away a few seconds ago. Juggernog has to come in. The OG perk, the best perk in zombies. Without this perk, don't even think you're making it past round 20, even round 15 on any map. You probably could do if you was a pro, but if you need this perk to do anything in zombies, whether you're going for an Easter egg, an ultra high round, even just messing about with your friends. If you're a starter on zombies, if you're new, this is one of the first perks that you are wanting to get, if not the first perk. Even for players that are, legends at this game that have been playing forever, this is the first perk that everyone usually goes for. This is probably the most famous, most loved in zombies, the most helpful. Juggernog definitely has to take the number 1 spot. Without it, you can forget everything else on this list, because you're not going to be able to live long enough to be able to get those perks, let alone even enjoy them, use them, and do whatever. So those are my top 5 favorite perks, in my opinion. The number 5 spot was really difficult to choose. Honestly, I still can't choose between Stamina, Volt Trade, Electric Cherry, PhD. There's even other perks that could have made it onto this list, but for me, these are the ones I enjoy. These are the ones that I think are the most useful, but in their own way, they're all really good. So hopefully you've enjoyed the video. Thank you so much, except from Husu. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you've enjoyed the video. Leave a like rating if you haven't already. Can we shoot for 2,000 like ratings? It's a big one to reach. Thank you all so much for the support on the channel. I love you guys. Let me know your top 5 in the comment section below, what other videos you want to see the story of, or top 5s, and I will see you in the next one. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.